Senator Merkley of Oregon, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Well, look, I know you have publicly said that you're going to vote against the House-passed 6-month stopgap spending bill. I know there was a meeting today. Democratic senators came together. What came out of that meeting? What is the strategy moving forward?
Yeah, Kristen, I'm definitely in the hell no category. This was written by Republicans in order to hand more power to Trump. You don't stop a bully by handing over your lunch change. You don't stop a tyrant by handing over more power. What we know from history is that authoritarians grow and grow in their power, and you need to stop them early. You need to have the fight early. And that's why I think we should use our leverage right now to insist on a bipartisan continuing resolution, not this partisan one. Realize how much damage it does. It gives Trump a massive slush fund where he can reward all of the red states and damage all of the blue states. It proceeds to fail to give parity to defense and non-defense. It proceeds to wipe out all of the community-initiated projects. There's 100 of them in Oregon. It does things like reduce the funding for housing vouchers. So there's a lot of bad in this, and for us to say yes to this and hand more power to Trump is an enormous mistake.
Senator, I want to get your gut check because you just came from this meeting. Our Hill team is reporting momentum is building toward a government shutdown. Do you think the government is going to shut down?
Well, right now, the decision is something that our minority leader, Chuck Schumer, is considering. He's going to go to the floor and share his vision. You know, there is a group in my caucus that has a different vision than mine. And there is a legitimate argument that a shutdown could hand a lot of power to Trump. So I gave you a robust defense of why I think this continuing resolution is wrong and why we should use our leverage to negotiate a much better one. But there are many members who are concerned that if the Republicans don't negotiate and this produces a shutdown, and not because of us, because the Republicans voting against our 30-day plan to keep it open, well, that could give Trump power as well. My feeling is that is not the way it would work, but others disagree.
So, Senator, to that point, and let me try one more time. I know you don't have a crystal ball, but you are in the room. You are having these meetings with your fellow Democratic senators. If you had to make a call right now, do you anticipate the government's going to shut down?
I sure as hell am going to keep fighting for the position that we not allow it to shut down, that we insist the Republicans vote on our 30-day plan to keep it open. If they shut it down, that will be on them. I can't tell you what the Republicans are going to do. I know what we can do. We can force a vote on a motion to proceed to Patty Murray's 30-day plan. That 30-day plan allows us to put forward the bipartisan spending bills that passed, most of them unanimously, out of the spending committee, and that's the direction we should be going.
Let me put up a statement you made in 2023. You said, quote, a government shutdown will have the worst impact on those least able to weather it. This disaster will put families in Oregon and across the country at risk, a risk they simply shouldn't have to face. Given that statement, Senator, can you risk voting against the CR if that's what is before you, and potentially, as you said before, hurting Oregonians?
Because I will be voting for keeping the government open for the 30 days. It will be Republicans shutting down the government and doing that damage. And the result was, well, America will say that's terrible. They will come back, and we will get a much better deal for the people.
Senator, I understand what you're saying, but what if that's not an option? What if the only option before you is what the Republican-controlled House passed, which is the longer-term extension through
But it's not the only option before us. We have Rule 14, the 30-day plan. We can do a motion to proceed to go to that plan. We can force a debate on it, and that's what I hope we do.
All right, President Trump commented on this earlier today and said there will be political pain for Democrats if the government shuts down. Let me play you a little bit of what he had to say and get your reaction on the other side. Take a look.
We have the continuing resolution, and the Republicans have approved it, and now the Democrats have to approve it, and I hope they will. And I think a lot of them, I can tell you, they want to. I've spoken to some of them. They really want to. Their leadership may not want them to. And if it closes, it's purely on the Democrats.
How do you respond to that? I understand you're saying it's a Republican shutdown, but is it a risky strategy?
It is absolutely Trump trying to avoid the outcome of a shutdown because he knows it will fall on Republicans. He's blustering. He's a bully. If they vote against the 30-day plan to keep the government open and they control every branch of government, that it's a Republican shutdown. And all that pain he's talking about will come on his head. He knows it. That's why he's asking folks to vote for giving him this more power by passing the House plan. And think about this, Kristen. He was lobbying the R's in the House to pass this because he said under a shutdown, DOJ can't do its work. So there's the vice president and the president saying, whatever you do, vote for this plan because it gives me more power and DOJ more power. We should not be acquiescing in authoritarian force like Trump.
Let me play you something that your Democratic colleague, John Fetterman, had to say. He believes that Democrats should support the House-passed CR. Take a look.
It's basic. Shut the government down or stay it open with a deeply flawed CR. That's the choice. And some of them, many of them maybe, are now going to say, well, I'm going to vote no. But for me, I can't vote for shutting the government down.
Do you disagree with him?
I would say to John, vote for the 30-day plan to keep it open and advocate for it.
Even though that's not, at this point in time, something that's going to be put on the floor.
Well, we have the ability to put that up with a motion to proceed. It's been Rule 14 onto the calendar. That's the point I'm making. We have the option to fight for Patty Murray's 30-day plan. It's on the calendar. We make a motion to proceed to it. Republicans block it. That's on them.
But, Senator, you know, the House is not here. So how would that, moving forward with something that they haven't passed, keep the government open? The only real option to keep the government open is to act on what they've passed, right?
The moment that we pass a 30-day plan, they're going to be on the jets, and the next day we're going to be open.
So are you conceding the government may shut down for at least a short period of time?
It's if the Republicans choose to make that happen. That's right.
All right.
If they vote against the 30-day plan, they shut it down.
Last month, I had the opportunity to interview you, and you told me that OMB Director Russ Vought was, quote, dangerous, radical. In a government shutdown, he would obviously have a lot of power to decide what agencies have contingency plans. Are you worried about what would happen if there were to be a government shutdown, if Russ Vought were to have that extended power?
You know, there is a lot of concern about the possibility that we'll see exceptional things in terms of identifying what is essential, and a lot of concern that somehow that all of the bad things that happen won't produce pressure on the Republicans. I do not think that would be the case, but absolutely there is a legitimate risk. We've never been in the place of a shutdown with a Russell Vought, with a Donald Trump. So in many ways, you had two difficult choices. I'm making a robust argument that Patty Murray's 30-day plan is the right plan. We have bipartisan bills. We have the ability to make a motion to proceed to go to them. Let's do it. Let's carry the fight. Let's not hand over power and watch what Russell Vought is doing now continue for the next 6 months because we gave him the power to do it.
Senator, very quickly, I have two more quick questions before I move on to a different topic. But do you think there are enough Democratic votes, and I know yours will not be one of them, to pass the long-term extension that was passed by the House right now?
There might well be, and I know that we'll be hearing from Leader Schumer later this afternoon.
All right, I have to ask you about your colleague, Senator Jeanne Shaheen, announcing that she will not run for re-election. Your seat is up in 2026. Senator, your reaction, and have you made a decision? Will you be running for re-election in 2026?
You know, I am just in pain over her leaving. We came in together. I love her work leading the Democrats in foreign policy. She's been a smart, sophisticated, steady presence, a wise soul. And we hate that we're losing her and several other members of our team who are retiring.
And what about you, Senator? Are you going to run for re-election in 2026?
Oh, you know, my wife and I always make the decision, and sometime in the second quarter, and we'll make that decision, and you'll hear from us in a couple months.
Fair enough. I hope you'll come back and share your decision with us. Senator, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Good to see you as always.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.